Hey, what's up guys? Diplex here again. Hope you guys are doing good today. Hope you also had a nice Easter weekend to everyone out there who celebrates it. If not, I hope you guys just had a good first weekend of April. Summer's coming up, weather's getting a bit better up here in Sweden. It's easy to forget we're practically on the Arctic Circle up here, which is very far north. Yet we get the most wonderful and hot summers up here. Anyway, guys, today we are doing a battle on the very same map we used in the previous battle scene last week. It was split up into two parts, and I will admit that perhaps wasn't completely necessary. I did so simply because I wanted to have content for you guys over the weekend when I was away at the country place, instead of just like uploading everything at once. I didn't want to leave such a big gap so you guys would think that I would be gone again or not return for a while, and that's not happening, so I played it safe. We are on the other side of the map that we used in that battle. This is a quite different terrain, more cover for the attacker this time around, and there's also a bridge, so I'm happy to call this not only a river battle, but more of a bridge battle. Not only is this battle much more complex, but it's going to be a lot more intense as well. Things are definitely being stepped up. And we've changed the environment. Right now you can see it's a clear and sunny late summer day. In the previous battle, it was gritty and rainy and foggy, and all the units on the ground were using greatcoats. Today you can see the German infantry here with rolled up sleeves and with the greatcoats back at base. It's much hotter today, one could say. I've also experimented with helmets, uniforms, and just, trying to get a nice varied look here. Kind of trying to recreate the image of some worn out Eastern Front soldiers in late 1942. These guys have been through over a year of fighting, and many of these have been, constantly pushing as the front line has been pushed further east. Was sagst du? Anyway, so here we have the German position today. We're going to take a look at the opposite side of the river later on, but it's not set up the same way the Soviets had it in the previous one, where they had lots of artillery and other assets covering the attackers. This time it's going to be a little bit more brutal for the attacking Soviets. We have a trench line up here, two separate lines, one, a smaller line here with some dugout foxholes, and then the main trench line here along the main road, which is a very wide road, very capable of transporting a lot of heavy vehicles here. So this is just a very big kind of artery, one could say here. It's a nice supply line for whoever controls it. We have some Pak 38s and the first appearance of the Pak 40 in Gates of Hell here on the channel. There were about 44 of these in 1942. Then in 1943, it became the backbone of the German static anti-tank weapons, one could say. So this is a bit of a guest appearance. One could say it's a rare appearance, but it's by no means an unrealistic appearance as far as I'm concerned. We've got a Panzer IV, one of the earlier versions up there, and then we have a Stug 3 over here with the longer gun. We have some, I'm inclined to say BTR, but I'll say half-track. I've explained why I've said BTR previously. We've got a lot of infantry, and back here in the rear, we actually have the heavier 120mm German mortars. We've seen the Soviet 120 mils previously. We also have a Blitz with a flak. I believe this is a 20 mil. We have a Pak 38 mounted vehicle here as well. And of course, two 80mm mortars further up the line next to an officer up here, kind of just overseeing the defense. So it's, having said that, that's kind of the entire defense we're looking at over here. There is, however, a small flanking protection on the right side, where we have a Pak 37. Is this a 36? I'm glad I checked. It is indeed a Pak 36. The millimeter, or the caliber of the gun, got me a bit confused. Indeed, it is a Pak 36, of course, and some more foxholes covering this crossing here on the right side. The infantry can actually use this, and they don't only have to use the bridge or the shallow out here in the open. There's a bit more cover here as well. And it's a shorter crossing in between the two riverbeds, one could say. So, having that said, guys, behold this open, vast, abandoned territory opposite the river as we start the battle and get today's action going. I'm super excited, guys, and I hope you'll enjoy this as well. After this battle, we're going to move on to 1943 winter scenarios, I do believe. Kind of move up the the period. Experience some new tanks and new equipment, new battles. So here we have parts of a retreating German convoy arriving. We're almost back safe. Oh, Russian artillery is starting to fire as well. Oh. German infantry getting ready now to cover the retreating convoy. I spent a lot of time scripting this, and I think it looks quite phenomenal to have the infantry drop out and take position behind cover. Very nice indeed. And another light vehicle moved up to the left here. It's gonna pull up. Oh, it's having trouble. This could be bad for the defenders if it doesn't get into position quickly enough. More fuel trucks are coming through. Very nice. So they've got a bit of a rear guard here set up right now. Trucks are moving across the river, getting the fuel to safety. Soviet artillery is, oh, preemptively. Oh, and the battle is on. I see tracers flying past. I think the fuel trucks might just get away in the nick of time. Soviet armor is entering, carrying infantry, and the German infantry is responding. We're going to have a look at the two unfortunate German soldiers covering the absolute front. Oh! Sunny! Oh, that cover was blown away to pieces. We've got one line of German defenders back here. Some are pulling back, but they're doing what they can to hold them back as long as possible in order to protect the fuel trucks. One is just barely getting away. It's taken some fire here, as you can tell. It's badly damaged, and it's sort of limping away. It's a miracle no fuel has leaked, or that it hasn't actually blown up. We've got Soviet infantry attacking here on the German right flank. Over the open field. They're going to receive armor support momentarily. We're going to zoom back here to the defenders on the right side. Sort of a small preliminary defense. Firing away at the attackers on the opposite side. Some nice long-range combat. This 37mm is doing what it can to engage the Soviet infantry. With little effect due to its caliber. Its main purpose is not to fight infantry, of course. Alright, we're going to move back here to the opposite side. Have a look at the remnants of the German platoon, or the squad rather, of infantry. They are in a very bad spot right now. Soviet T-34s are advancing, infantry is following suit. They have really nothing they can do against the armor. And they're just being shot to pieces, as you can tell. But turning around and running is gonna get them killed for sure. I'm not exactly sure what a situation like this would induce in terms of thinking. I suppose you're running off of adrenaline completely and very little actual thought power. This light vehicle's down. Tank commander's out on the other side. He's bailed out and he needs to patch up a wound. He sustained damage from the inside of the vehicle. I can imagine what a shell does to a vehicle like this when it impacts. Rips up the metal interior. Probably throws shrapnel at anyone inside. Disgusting way to go, but he's still alive, and his crew member is as well. He's going to run back. They might even try and get across the river. He's going to come back for his commander. They must have created quite the bond inside of that vehicle over the months of fighting. But there's no one's going to be sitting still here as the T-34 rolls up. they will meet their creator inside that small wooden shed. Imagine your entire life leading up to that little moment. That goes to say for everyone else on today's battlefield, that's it, guys. The first, or the very rear of the retreating German convoy has now been wiped out. The main line of defense is ready to respond. The armor is at the ready. The guns are loaded. Right now, they're just waiting for the armor to roll up along with the Soviet infantry. We've got a bit of an engagement still going on here on the right side. Soviet T-40 has moved up with a heavy machine gun. That 37mm pack should be able to deal with it nicely. Let's see if the crew bails out to take a lot of German infantry fire. Could have been... Yeah, there we go. Oh, that's going to bounce, but the T-34 is going to have to be a little bit more patient in order to score a good hit. That overshot completely. A lot of Soviet infantry coming across the field right now. More infantry has arrived by the bridge itself, so let's try and focus on this part right now, because this is where most of the action is going to go down. Huge explosion. A lot of sounds being played at once right now. I'm not sure how many simultaneous sounds the engine can carry, so keep that in mind if you hear some clipping out sounds as well. The infantry is using the terrain as cover, mostly crawling along the side of the road. There's some buildings here, some leftover buildings. A few abandoned sandbag positions as well that the Soviets can now entrench themselves behind. Look, they've formed a nice little position over here by the houses. Oh. They've got a commander in here calling the shots. They've got rifles all over the place. This is like a scene out of a Call of Duty game. Oh, mortars landing by. There's no stopping. You've got to move. They're awaiting more Soviet armor, I do believe. The attack on the left side is looking very strong. They're not under as much heavy fire from the mortars and guns by the trenches. In fact, I think they've even dealt with the defenders up here in the foxholes. Seems very quiet on this side. There's a few remaining defenders here, but most are dead. Pack has been completely eliminated. It's going to be up to these few soldiers here now to hold them back as long as possible. Let's see if the German reinforcements arrive in time this time around. In the previous battle, they were a bit too late and the convoy got shot to pieces and the troops could not retake the lost trenches. Soviet KV-1 is rolling up, heading down the main road, supported by infantry. Oh, that is very nice. Sounds like he's crying. Probably would be too. There's a company of Soviet troops hungry for my life. KV-1 took a side hit. Let's zoom out and get a nice overview of the ongoing fight. offset to the bridge as the Soviets are about to cross it. Some are going down below, use it as cover. Some might even be foolish enough to run across. Some are going to crawl across. They're very bunched up now. One nicely placed mortar round. Keep the Soviets off this bridge. Ooh. Look at that nice recoil. Oh! Everyone's fortunate enough to not be killed by that round. Not exactly sure how that happened. Oh! That tank round hit's gonna blow a few troops back. Oh. That's going to shatter the Soviets. Look at them pulling back. They're pulling back. Too much heat. Too much German firepower on this point right now. So they're spreading out. They're being ordered to spread out. They've been too bunched up. It's so cool to see them actually pulling back like this. Oh, look at this. We just missed it. Well, we were in time for the show anyway. Oh. It's going to crush his arm, but there's little care for the dead right now in the heat of the battle. A 203mm B4 super heavy artillery piece has been towed up here by a tractor. I couldn't think of any other times where we would actually see this piece, so I found it very... Well, it seemed like it was came into good use here, towing this massive piece. In fact, this gun itself probably weighs about 4 times as much as the actual tractor itself. Just well, driving away. He's done his job. How nice it would be in this case to be a tractor driver. Well, it's turned into a bit of a siege. It looks like a lot of the Soviets have pulled back. They've gained foothold there on the left side. Most of the armor is currently burning right now. There's little armor support. They're awaiting more armor support to join them in the attack across the bridge. A lot of the German guns and tanks are still active, and we see a lot of burning Soviet tanks along the river, so let's see if they can make this happen. They succeeded further west or north of this position a day before, but they're all attacking. Oh! I'm glad we saw that at a distance. Look at this beautiful animation as the shell is being loaded back by crane. How cool is that? Let's see what the destruction of this 203mm shell. It landed right in front. Well, it took out the half-track. It killed absolutely everyone. This is completely quiet right now. What's left as the dust settles is just a number of dead German soldiers and the smoking half-track. Look at the size of that crater. 1 KV-1 is snuck up on the flank. Taking a lot of fire, though, from the AT guns. There's a stack of ammo boxes in the way, and I think that's going to prevent this Pak-40 from firing at it, so it's positioned quite nicely there. The 120mm mortars are probably trying to target it as well. They're putting everything they have at it. Oh! That was a direct hit from a mortar shell on the engine bay, and that's going to knock it out. And a few extra mortar rounds is going to finish off the crew. One was smart enough to jump out after the initial rounds landed, but I don't see them lasting very long. Here's the commander. Dead. Completely demolished. Okay, we see a few trucks here that have dropped off Soviet reinforcements. The Stug is still alive and kicking. I think that B4 is going to fire again. I don't want to miss it. I think it's exactly what the Soviets need to clear this up. Oh, direct hit. It's out. It's out. I wonder if that's going to give more breathing room for the Soviet troops. Let's see if they try and push across. How's it going on this side? They've cleared the road. Look at the amount of casualties left over here. It's like a brawl. You can see the German positions up on the high ground. Finding cover behind the trucks. Oh, looks like a small German counterattack. Some infantry were zealously charging. Some very zealous German infantry. I'm not sure what they're going for here. Für das Vaterland! That was brave. The other two saw what happened, and they're going to reconsider that. They're going to get down and find cover. Probably a... Oh. Oh. Well, that was brave, to say the least. More trucks have dropped off. Even more Soviet reinforcements. Oh, two soldiers tried taking the center, the intersection here. They were shot dead as well, rather rapidly. And mortars are still killing Soviet troops behind cover. How's it looking on this side? Are they able to advance up the hill, fighting the German defenders in the foxholes and that left side trench? They're lacking a bit of a punching power right now. The attack is halted by the lack of armor. They definitely need armor support in advancing here. See more German activity up there. Oh, T-34 rolling up. Once sat in the water as well, probably disabled but functional to some extent. It just took a shot from that Pak-40 though, so it's probably knocked out. Oh, and that siege gun, that's what I'm going to refer to it as. It's a siege camp. It's still firing at what it could think is remnants of that preliminary defense. Germans are advancing now. Reinforcements have arrived. We did miss the trucks dropping them off. But obviously, the defenders have kept the Soviets at bay long enough for this to occur. And it might just be enough to hold the Soviets at bay now. They're going to reinforce the trenches. In fact, they might even try and counterattack, beat the Soviets back, and retake the road. If they can do so and keep the Soviets across the opposite river, or on the opposite side of the river, they have a very good chance at actually winning today. Soviet troops below the bridge. Everyone's trying to cross everywhere. That heavy machine gun's going to open up from this T-40. Lots of guns ringing right now. There's a lot of bullets in the air right now. SVT-40. That's really nice to see. Look at that recoil. Oh. Let's have a look at the German defenders for a while. 50mm pack firing away. You can see all three packs in action right now, the two Pack 38s and the Pack 40. You see all the tracer fire and all the impacts on the front shield of this Pack 40. They've lost a few crew members. This is definitely a prioritized target of the Soviets. You see the trucks in the distance driving past as they've dropped off even more Soviet reinforcements. T-40 down there with its heavy machine gun firing away at any defenders it can spot. This Panzer is completely knocked out. And the officer is standing proud, calling in the shots for the mortars. Very cool indeed. Oh, look! He's going to engage the Soviet infantry. He's, look, just running out there in the open. Trying to get close. Trying to get within fighting distance. They're close. Oh, he's going to fall. Machine gunner. If you could get... Oh, no. If you could get down there and lay down some covering fire. And that could be a really nice situation for the Soviets trying to advance. The only chance they have right now is here on the German right flank, where they're still not pushed back. They're being slaughtered in masses. Oh, 20mm rounds. Stay low, stay low. Oh. I feel like this is a battle where I've spent a lot of time down in the detail instead of just getting an overview of the fight. And I feel like it's been really nice. I'm also running with a slightly more zoomed in field of view to give you a bit of a more personal look at the action. And I think it's working out really nicely. We've caught some really cool shots so far. Pack 40 is going to be back engaging German Soviet armor. There's got to be, I believe, at least a T-34 or 2 still active. I see the turret moving on that tank back there. There we go. Oh, it's firing. It is targeting the trenches. Yes, I have noticed the slight glitch in that Stug. I will say, though, that I've played this game for many hours so far, and that is actually the first real glitch that I encounter. Could be the result of that impacting a 203mm shell. Could be something with the Stug. Do keep in mind, this is still a closed beta. This is still a work in progress. They are fixing things as we speak all the time, and they're appreciative of the bug reports and whatnot, so I'm not going to consider that a reason to re-record this entire battle. Oh, that Pack 40 now firing HE shells to counter the infantry, but the Soviets are still pushing up manpower on this side. They're not giving up. There's just a sea of corpses right now. In fact, there's more dead here on the river. Oh, damn. More dead here on this side of the river than in the water itself. Bullets impacting all over the place. Here comes that T-34 in the nick of time. Let's see if we can actually give the Soviet infantry here the push they need to bring the front line up closer to the German trenches. Pack 40 active, and I believe both Pack 38s on either side of the trench line is actually still active. So this T-34 is going to have to be swift. Oh, it's swapping between shells. Trying to prioritize the right target. Oh, that's not good. Bounced though. Pack 38 targeting. I'm not sure what's going on inside. Is the crew shot? There we go. That's a shot. It hit the Panzer. I'm not sure they're aware of the fact that that Panzer IV is knocked out. It could have tried hitting the APC though, the wheeled vehicle. Man, these 50 mils are not penetrating right now. I'm not sure what it's targeting, but whatever it did target, it was too late. It's brought down. The crew's gonna have to bail out. Oh, just a hailstorm of bullets. Whew. Damn. That was cool. Well, there's not much left of the Soviet attack. Command has stopped sending in reinforcements. They didn't gain enough ground. I'm going to do something that I find quite cinematic. We're going to call them off. Where are you guys going? Getting the hell out of here, I think. It'd be a very wise idea. I'm sending you guys back. It's been over almost 30 minutes of non-stop fighting, guys. I did read a few comments saying how there's only 8 minutes of action in this or that video. And I respect that. And how it's stunning how it quiets down. Troops reloading, patching up wounds. Oh, they held it. I mean, I didn't see this coming. I've done testings of this map earlier today. Soviets have punched through, to say the least. For the hell of it, let's fire this gun and see what kind of damage it does. Well, you didn't hit the right target, but you definitely messed this vehicle up back here and all the infantry nearby. That's a brutal machine, let me tell you. Alright guys, thank you for watching today's battle. Hope you enjoyed this river crossing. It was meant to be bridge crossing, but in this particular battle instance, the infantry chose not to really use the bridge that much. I mean, I understand why. It's a complete kill zone. Now we got some German troops kind of just like clearing the area. Very nice. Let's have a look at casualties. We're going to mark the Soviet casualties in red and the German casualties in yellow. Let me tell you, a lot of Germans died today, but the trenches, excuse me, are fully intact. There's no doubt about it. They are intact. And what's left here is just, well, a sea of red. Like the hundreds, if not thousands of Soviets. I bet you there's probably closer to 1,000 than 500 dead Soviets here right now. She's got the smoking wreckages. Look at the amount gunned down by one or another piece of weaponry. Look at the masses here. Very cool indeed. Very cool indeed. I can't stop myself from firing this piece of gun one more time. It's just so cool. We're gonna do it at range. Oh, that killed a few, let me tell you. Anyway, guys, we can't bring it back. So the officer is gonna order to pull back. We're gonna have to leave it. In case the Germans counterattack, there's nothing to protect them. Guys, thank you for watching today's battle. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys soon again. Ciao.